Ayesha Curry's comments have been trending on the Red Table Talk for the last couple of days. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with what she said. What up, Siobhan? Good morning to you too. Great risings. Ayesha Curry said some interesting things during her interview on the Red Table Talk about her and Steph Curry's marriage. So, in the beginning, she was saying, things that anybody could understand. She was saying as a wife, she doesn't care for hella women to be around her husband, constantly looking for that moment, lurking, just throwing themselves, like inundating her husband with groupie-ish stuff, right? Understandable. I don't think anybody loves the idea of the opposite sex just throwing themselves at their partner. Cool, that's fair. But what has her trending is whenever she said that she would like it, or it would be nice if guys outside her relationship, outside of her marriage would look at her, like check for her. She feels some level of insecurity because in the last 10 years, and I suppose that's about how long her and Steph Curry have been together, I believe they're high school sweethearts. She hasn't had guys check for her. Let me see if I can turn this on real quick. All right, cool. Let's see.
Given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, there are all these women, throwing themselves. But me, the past 10 years, I don't have any of that. I have zero, this sounds weird, but, male attention. And so then, I begin to internalize it. And I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not even looking. But I'm going to tell you something else, too. When your radar's turned off, because I dealt with that for years, too, and I was young, like you.
Yeah,
oh, my God. I mean, because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that, someone's looking. But when your radar's turned off, right, that can get real dangerous. Don't ever think for 1 minute that it ain't some men out there looking
at you. So Jada tried to clean it up a little bit. Jada said, don't think for 1 minute that it ain't men looking. Guess who knows that your husband. The problem is that Ayesha Curry is so dope and so awesome that her radar's turned off. Well, that's clearly not the case because Ayesha Curry said she would be nice if somebody was looking, so her radar ain't turned off. She's looking for that shit. Let me preface what I'm going to say, though, because I like the fact that women can come together, have this conversation. Have this conversation without judging, without throwing stones, without tearing each other down. What I got from this is something that Ayesha is really dealing with. For whatever reason, she felt comfortable enough to be vulnerable on this particular platform about this situation. So cool. It's up for conversation now. But at the same time, even if it is a safe space that they're having that conversation, I think in a safe space we can acknowledge that's problematic. It's an issue. It's something that needs to be addressed. I don't think it should be a deal breaker. They ain't right for each other. Their marriage is trash. She's trash. No. And people were going that drastic with it, being hella dramatic. Ayesha Curry's a pick-me, and I don't even know where that even comes from. I don't think she's a pick-me. I don't think she's a bad woman. I think she is a product of our society who taught young girls as they were growing up that a part of their worth is how other men see them. If not their worth, then at least their beauty. That's what I believe. I believe that. I also believe, it's, I guess, compounded by the fact that she's had children. And as a woman with children, you have children, your body changes. You have to re-identify with a completely different version of yourself physically. And again, how you always became to think and know that you were hot shit was by the amount of tension and that you got, by the amount of heads that you turned. So with that being said, I don't think it's her fault what she's feeling, but I still say it's her responsibility to tighten that shit up because she's in a marriage now. The whole point of being in a marriage is that you're with somebody who sees in you what everybody else couldn't see, who values within you what everybody else couldn't value. So by all accounts of what she's saying, she has this hardworking, really nice, loving, great father, just so happens to be a decamillionaire, 100, 200, 300 millionaire, young guy who has hella women throwing themselves at him in a space where most guys freely go and just have sex with those women. And he's loyal. He's faithful. Didn't say anything in this whole interview, and I watched it a couple of times. Didn't say anything about him not giving her attention. But even if he did, if she's desiring outside validation, if it creates an insecurity in her that random motherfuckers don't see in her what husband sees in her, now that becomes their problem to deal with, because two become one in a marriage. Meaning, if she has a problem, they got a problem. If she has bad energy, they have bad energy. So now, Steph Curry, her husband, has to account for what other motherfuckers don't see in his beautiful wife that he does. That's a problem. Now again, not to say that, oh, she's just a horrible person, but that's something that needs to be addressed. That's an issue. If that can cause an insecurity. Because whenever you get in a marriage, like, okay, you hear people that say, somebody might say, oh, you ain't none of this, you ain't none of that, you know, you ain't sexy, or you big, you fat, you ugly, you whatever epithet, right? What they say? My husband like it, my wife like it, so fuck you, right? Because once you get in a marriage, all that you need as far as validation in the lustful sense should be coming from your partner or yourself. But definitely not other people. So it's a problem. People acting like it's something that's cool, and no, that's understandable. It might be understandable and relatable, but it's still problematic. It's still an issue. Because if she needs outside people to show her any kind of lustful attention in order to feel validated, her husband's validation will never be enough. So now what does he got to do? His faithful, loyal, hardworking, rich, famous ass got to account for random motherfuckers not seeing his wife as sexy enough and acknowledging her sexy. So what the fuck he supposed to do? Hey baby, I need you to go out and show some titties. I need you to... Come on now, I ain't gonna be disrespectful. I got hella respect for them. But I'm just saying, like, what is he supposed to do? We ask these men, hey, men, go show your wife love, compliment her, man. Fuck the shit out of her with all the effort in the world. Shower her with gifts. You know, create a life for her. Be a great father to y'all children. All of that. Okay, in this case, according to what she's saying now, he's doing that. But she still has an issue because other men ain't checking for her. Now, I'm just taking her at face value for what she said. I typically read between the lines because, especially on the spot, a lot of people don't say exactly what they mean, like literally. The only thing that I was thinking as she was talking was that maybe it's the imbalance that bothers her the most. Maybe it's the imbalance. Maybe it is she doesn't feel like she's on par with her husband, or she doesn't feel like she's his match anymore. Because of his status and, you know, socioeconomic status or whatever, everybody know him, everybody flock to him, so whenever she's out, she feels unseen, unheard, invisible, and that's more the problem. Like, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt that if he wasn't who he is, one of the top 3 most famous basketball players in the world, this wouldn't be the issue. I really want to, but if we're going to take her at face value, and that's really an issue, that other men outside her relationship don't lust after her. They don't give her an eye or break their neck to look at her. And she got a whole ass husband that does that? All that context now. So, if that's the case, then that's a problem. That's something she got to work toward fixing. I don't think she's a horrible person. I'm glad she can come forward with her truth. But it is what it is. It is problematic. So, look forward to seeing y'all comments, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.